Hello, welcome to my videos. In this time, I'm going to talk about the UEFA Champions League final. Today, the UEFA Champions League final was played, where Manchester City defeated 1-0 Inter Milan, and with this score, the Manchester City won the UEFA Champions League 2022-2023, and for the first time in its history, Manchester City leave this trophy, and Guardiola won his third UEFA Champions League trophy, and the first one after 12 years. So I'm going to talk about a little more about how these two people approach the arrive to the final, and later about the final, where Manchester City started in the group stage in the group G, where they won that group where they were with Dortmund, Sevilla, and Copenhagen, and Manchester City won that group easily, where they made 40 points. And in the Inter Milan were in the group C, in that group where Inter was in the group with Bayern Munich, Munich, Barcelona, and Victoria Pleasant. And Inter Milan finished in this group in the second place with 10 points, and they qualified to the next round. And in the round in the round of 16, Manchester City faced Leipzig Red Bull, where in the first game Manchester City 5-1-1, and in the second game Manchester City didn't have any trouble to defeat 7-0 and advance in the series. And in the same round, in the round of 16, Inter Milan played against Porto, where they won in the first game 1-0, and in the second game they tied 0-0, and Porto advanced to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, the Manchester City play against the series against Bayern Munich, where Manchester City didn't have any problem to advance because they won the first game 3-0, and in the second game in Germany they tied the game 1-1, and Manchester City qualified to the semifinals. And in this round, in the quarterfinals, Inter Milan faced Benfica, where Inter Milan didn't have any problem because in the first game Inter Milan won 2-0 Lisboa, and in the second game they tied 3-3, and Inter Milan advanced to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, Manchester City also didn't have any problem because the Manchester City played against Real Madrid, when in the first game the game was tied 1-1, and in the second game Manchester City played his best game of the season, where they humiliated in a soccer level to Real Madrid, where they won easily 4-0 and advanced to the final. And Inter Milan didn't have any problem to advance to the final when they face Milan, where in the first game they won the game 2-0, and in the second game they won 1-0, and didn't have any problem to advance to the finals. So about this final it wasn't funny because the game it didn't have a lot of goal opportunities because Manchester City didn't play his best football, but they won the game. And Inter Milan, what they did was to wait to defend first and later counter attack. In the first 10 minutes of the game, the Manchester City was the best team. Where in the first 10 minutes of the game, Haaland had the opportunity to score the first goal, but he couldn't. And in the rest of the first half, Inter Milan dominated the game, where they have two goal opportunities but didn't score. And in the half time, the game was tied 0-0. And in the second half, Manchester City played better, improved its game, but they didn't play a very good football, where they dominated the first 7 minutes of the game, where they tried to attack, and in the minus 68, Manchester City created a very great play, where Rodrigo Hernandez scored the Manchester City first and only goal of the game in the minus 68, and that was enough to win the game. After the Manchester City goal, Inter Milan played his best game his best football of the game, where they have three 3 goal opportunity to score a goal, but they couldn't. Where 2 minutes later, Ambrosio had the 2 times the opportunity to score the tie, but they couldn't. And in the minute 80, Lukaku had the opportunity. He was a few meters of Manchester City goalkeeper Ederson, where they hit the ball, but he couldn't score, and they lost the opportunity. And then in the last play of the game, Inter Milan had the opportunity to tie the game, and they couldn't. And in the end, Manchester City won the game 1-0. Manchester City didn't play his best game, but they won the game. And with this victory, Manchester City won his first UEFA Champions League in its history. Pep Guardiola won his third UEFA Champions League title, and his first after 12 years, and his first since he without Leon Messi. And with this victory, Manchester City confirmed that they were the best team in this Europa League season 2022-2023. So here's what my opinion about what happened today in the UEFA Champions League final, where Manchester City defeated 1-0 Inter Milan, and Manchester City won leave the title, if it's his first title of the season. And with this confirmed that Manchester City were the best team in all the European leagues this season. See you next video, Gibran.